I have made a few theories about what hyperspace is and what's going on in there. I theorized that it might be just a virtual world, but there's also always a chance that it is some kind of hoopa shenanigan. But writing my last script for my last video, which you can check out right here, well, something else came to me. So hey, I'm notsoAceTrainer, and it's all Quasartico, isn't it? Let's get into it. Quasartico were the preferred subjects for the original villain theory for Pokémon Legends Z-A when they were revealed. Shady looking company that is trying to completely remake a city, it just screams villainous organization. But we were proven wrong, they were not the villains. In fact, what happened in Z-A, well, it was all thanks to AZ and the mistakes of his past. But that doesn't mean that more mistakes haven't been made, as Quasartico made the mistake of trying to keep it all under wraps for a long time. And there's no way for us to know what they did during that time. So let's look at what seems to be the problem in the Pokémon Legends Z-A DLC. Well, the problem seems to be distortions. The problem seems to be that there are rifts opening between the Pokémon world and another dimension. This isn't the first time we see something like this, as it was basically the same thing in Pokémon Legends Arceus. In fact, the particles that explode when we enter the new dimension, the Mega Dimension, are very similar to the ones from Hisui when rifts open as well, but it might just be that those are the general rift opening particles, I think. But we've seen all of this even longer ago, not the particles but the whole concept. Legends Z-A is basically the Pokémon Z for Pokémon X and Pokémon Y. But with what we know currently of the DLC, it will very likely pick up on concepts from Pokémon Omega Ruby and Pokémon Alpha Sapphire. I mean, you just can't go wrong with the Omega and the Alpha Donut right here. There's gonna be some primal stuff going on in this DLC for sure, and it's in ORAS that we saw something that reminds me of what's going on here. What did the Devon Corporation do when they had an issue that they really couldn't solve? Well, the Devon Corporation took Infinity Energy, an energy derived from the life force or life energy of Pokémon, the same energy used for Mega Evolution, and fired a rocket to open up a portal to another dimension. Then they would simply send the meteorite through that portal to that other dimension and bam, we're all safe. Quasartico, when facing up something that could literally send everything they built crumbling down in front of their faces, and since they too researched Mega Evolution, took Infinity Energy to open up a portal and take the issue and send it somewhere else. And that's why we have Mega Crystals in the hyperspace as well. The issue that is there wasn't originally in the hyperspace, but Quasartico tried to send it there. But it didn't work and they realized the error of their mistakes, they didn't solve the issue. So they closed the portals. But since Ange went out of control, so did everything else with the amount of energy that it expelled. The portals got reopened and that strange dimension they accessed, which might just be a mirror Lumio City, a Hoopa's playground, is coming towards Lumio City and threatening to swallow it. In fact, the presence of Hoopa and Ansha and how important they are to guide us makes me look at them almost as I look at Aster and Xenia. They very likely either came to warn our dimension of our mistakes and then guide us in our attempts to fix whatever is wrong, or they simply got lost because of said mistakes. Why she looks like Diantha? Well, I can't really understand. She's not her daughter, it wouldn't make sense, so maybe her sister or just some other dimension version of the champion? Another fun thing is that not only this whole scenario is very similar to ORAS lore, but Hoopa's shenanigans were also explored in the Hoenn remakes through all of the rings during our soaring adventures, so it would all just fit together very well. Whatever's the case, I think it's entirely possible that Quasartico acted like the Devon Corporation and tried to just take their problems and send them to another dimension for them to deal with it. Once again, very bad idea. And also, Pokemon really likes to tell the same story but change the characters, especially in the same generation or in the same group of games like the X and Y games and the ORAS games. But what do you think? Do you believe it was Quasartico opening up those portals and then Ange just made everything even worse? Let me know down below. And now, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. But before I go, I want to thank my YouTube members Good Old Deo and Sean Speak, and my Twitch subscribers and newbies here, Zanes222, Lazarix, and the Dr. Joe. Thank you so much for all of your support.